pandemic seems to have really settled down. The World Health Organization, CDC, Canada Health have all declared it over. We're having returned to normal. Everybody's at the bars and drinking and having fun. So the total death toll seems to probably going to be hitting about 4 to 5 times normal influenza death rates. So that's about 125 to 150,000 dead in the United States and about 35,000 dead in Canada. It really affected us quite badly in terms of our healthcare. But the TV is starting to do the eulogies to the super flu.
In other news, the CDC is receiving reports of a possible flu outbreak in San Francisco.
Reports of flu cases along the border, but officials are saying they aren't connected.
The World Health Organization is now issuing guidelines on how to deal with.
Of course, one of the funny things in the United States is that both President Trump, Pence, and Mitch Kofi, whoever he's called, they're still sick with flu. So the American president is Obama temporarily while they try and figure out who actually should be president.
Shortages are causing prices.
Obviously, a cause for concern.
Though it's just in terms of the flu response. There is rumours that Bernie Sanders has died, but they're unconfirmed at the moment.
It was an epidemic that caught health officials off guard. Previously unknown respiratory illness spread to Canada. Nowhere were the effects felt more acutely than in the city of Toronto. It was not detected quickly enough, nor was the public health response adequate.
And of course, like everything in modern life, everybody has to find somebody to blame, right? It's like, it can't just be nature. So they're all trying to figure out if the government did the right thing and all the rest of it. But I think the government acted as good as it could in the circumstances, and certainly we had an adequate supplies of material at our workplace, even though it got a bit short on some days.
The province has since said it's made good strides in applying lessons learned.
It was a real wake-up call for us to, really take these things seriously.
As you can probably tell from YouTube prepping videos, everybody's a infection control disease expert these days. But yeah, I think we had a close call there, and I think it's important for us to actually learn what flu is and what colds are and the difference between the two.
The flu is a highly contagious respiratory illness. It turns up year after year with devastating consequences, all caused by a most elusive virus. The influenza or flu virus is a recurring nightmare. It causes more than 36,000 deaths in the US each year and was responsible for some of history's deadliest pandemics.
And of course, you can now add 2019 to that list of deadly pandemics. It was about as devastating as the Asian flus of 1968. And yeah, me and Kitty were back to work, working normal schedule, doing a few flu cases that are trickling in, but not that many, and basically the merge is back to normal, and we started list case a couple of days ago. So it's busy, and we're looking forward to a nice hot summer once the snow goes away, because snow's been a big factor here this flu season.
The flu virus has been nearly impossible to eradicate, largely due to its uncanny ability to mutate. Since just 2004, more than 5,000 different strains of the influenza virus have been sequenced. One of the deadliest flu pandemics was caused by one such virus. Between 1918 and 1919, the Spanish flu infected a third of the global population and killed up to 50 million people worldwide. Called H1N1, this particular strain of virus likely came from birds.
Anyway, that's all for me in Toronto. Probably may or may not do an update next week. I think it's pretty much ran its course. One of the things we've got here is a lot of pandemic supplies, and we've actually used quite a few of them. So what I'll try and do this week is I'm going to go out and buy some normal gear so you can use isolation precautions at home if you don't have all the expensive N95 masks and disposable gowns and nitrile gloves and all that sort of thing. Because I think it's important, because having had this really bad bout of flu, which is the first time in, for most of us, our living memory, I think it's important that we do get ready for the next major flu outbreak, because you never know, could be really bad.
In the meantime, scientists are constantly monitoring the flu virus and developing seasonal vaccines to create our best line of defense.